Right now, $7.43 on the ticket.
It's time for another edition of the soon-to-be award-winning segment, Women Say the Darndest Things About Sports, with your host, Junior Miller.
Thank you, Conrad.
And here he is, Junior Miller.
Already been introduced.
Okay.
All right, we have lots of examples of women saying the darndest things about sports. One of them was tweeted to me by a P1 who said that he picked up his girlfriend who lives out of town at the airport the other day. She's not from Dallas. But he picks her up at DFW, and they're driving to his place, which is close to downtown, and they drive by the American Airlines Center, and she glances over there and says, "Oh, I didn't know Dallas had a downtown airport."
Good Lord.
She saw
it look like an airport.
She saw a big facility with American Airlines Center on the side.
Oh, okay.
And some room, I guess, with parking lots that could have been runways.
Really short runways.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's light posts that are going to get in the way of those wings.
It's a 50-50 proposition landing there.
Oh, I thought that was a great one. I didn't know Dallas had a downtown airport.
Wow.
And then this happened to me and to Corby as we were sitting there on the 30-yard line in the stands at the OU-Texas game on Saturday. We're in the OU section, so this was committed by a Sooner fan. She was about 65 or so sitting in front of us. And for the coin flip, they had the captains meet at midfield, and then they had some Texas dignitaries, and they had one guy in a wheelchair, older gentleman wearing a burnt orange shirt. Mm-hmm. And she turns around to us and she says, "Is that Frank Broyles?"
No, he coaches Arkansas, sweetheart, against Darrell Royal.
It's so funny.
Well, I got one from the Texas game. Mm-hmm. My niece goes to Texas, and I knew this would cause confusion when Texas got the block on the extra point and returned it for the 2 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And after the game, she was disgusted about everything that Texas did because, she wanted her Longhorns to win. She barely watches football. And she said, "And then what was that thing when we got 2 points? What do you call that, a fake touchdown?"
A fake touchdown?
She didn't even think they scored touchdowns right on Saturday.
Here's one from P1 Doug regarding the OU-Texas game. He says he was at his kitchen table poring over books for an impending law school final. He asked his fiancée to give him an update on the OU-Texas game. So she goes into the living room, changes the channel, and says, 2-6, red team, bottom of the first inning.
Oh, my gosh. So many things wrong with that.
So he says, "Me, what sport is being played?" Her, in a disgusted tone, "Football." Me, is there a timer somewhere near the score? Her, even more disgusted, "Yes, 4:42 left, bottom of the first inning."
Oh, my gosh.
Me, do you mean first quarter? Her, whatever, 4:42 left, bottom of the first quarter. Me, where does it indicate bottom? Her, smugly showing me that I was an idiot. There's only 4:42 left, and they start with 15.
Well,
I think she's got a good point.
I've said the top and bottom of a quarter or half before, too. Yeah, I think we jumped on you, too.
Yeah, you did jump on the 7.5 minute mark here in the bottom of the quarter.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You are. And here's the other
got
thing.
In there.
You don't say 2-6.
No.
Right.
And red team.
P1's been forwarding me Facebook posts or tweets or emails when they catch women that they're friends with or following who say the darndest things. This is from Mark. He said, "My sister emailed me this, and she's got a picture of the Giants, the Packers Seahawks controversial touchdown from a couple weeks ago. Remember? Mm-hmm. She says in the text, "As you know, I don't watch football, but a friend sent me this link. It certainly looks to me like the guy with the G on his helmet caught the ball first." And John rats on his friend. He says, "We'll just call her Lisa. She posted the following from a high school football game last Friday. Lisa, at the Boneyard, great opening kickoff. Offside kick recovered by the Wildcats." 4 exclamation points.
Offside. So they got penalized.
This is from Joe. He is on a sports website Monday night.
Generic.
Halftime, Broncos-Chargers game. The Chargers ahead 28-0, and so the headline on the website was, "Struck by lightning," an obvious reference to the butt kicking being handed out by the Bolts at that point of the game. His wife sees the headline and gasps, "Oh my Lord, who got struck by lightning?"
Oh, no.
Beejel emails, and he says he's watching an NFL game in a sports bar, and he overhears one wife ask her husband, "Is the R next to the guy's name, does that mean he's a Republican?" Of course means rookie.
They have to declare political affiliation.
Yeah. Jeff emails, and he says, "My wife and I are on the couch watching the Cowboys-Buccaneers thriller. As usual, she falls asleep about halftime. Upon waking up, the Bucs happen to be punting the ball back to the Cowboys. As my wife was starting to get back up to speed on the game and she saw the Bucs kicking, or in this case punting the ball, she asks, 'Did they just shoot a field goal?'
Oh, my gosh.
After about a 5-second delay and all my effort not to break a smile and possibly attract a few more gems, I simply said, 'What's that?' wanting her to repeat herself. Unfortunately, she must have been on to me, and the hamster wheel slowly started to spin again. Instead of repeating her question, she used the correct term of kick, and then said, 'You know what I mean.'" Brad runs a store in the Park Cities, and he says a lady comes into him the other day. He's assisting her, and she asks me, "So now that the Rangers are over, what sport do you watch?" And this is a couple weeks ago. He said, "Well, the Rangers are still playing. They're about to play a one-game wild card playoff." And she goes, "Oh, I thought once football started, baseball season was over."
They just have to end everything.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't matter where they are
right.
in the deal.
It's over.
It's done.
John emails and says, watching Game 2 of the NLDS between the Cards and Nats with his girlfriend, Carlos Beltran hits a towering shot off the facade of the upper deck at Busch Stadium, careening back into mid-left field. The ball bounced back into the field of play. And her comment is, "Doesn't he have to stay at second base since it came back onto the field?" Even though it hit the upper deck facade.
But it came back down on the field.
Yeah, it's on the field.
That
Get
looks
back
like
at
a
second
ground rule
base.
double, actually.
And he said, "I thought home run was the easiest rule in baseball to understand."
So hard about that.
He said one more from that game, man on first, batter hits a shot to the third baseman, he fires to second for one, then to first, double play. She says, "Wow, triple play."
Oh, my God.
He said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, because the third baseman, second baseman, and first baseman all touched the ball."
You're right, sweetheart. Sure was.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
That's right. Why don't you come over here, take your top on.
And finally, from Derek, he's at the SMU A&M game a couple of weeks ago. SMU female fan sitting to his right after SMU's defensive lineman blocks a point after touchdown, setting an NCAA record for his 10th career kick block. Who's that, Rich?
The great Margus Hunt.
Margus.
I'm sorry?
Margus Hunt.
You're fine.
So the SMU female fan, "Wow, 10 blocks. Do you think he'll be recruited?" Me, recruited for what? Her, "I know that Jerry Jones likes going for the big name, maybe the Cowboys. They could use a blocker like that." Me, "Who has the big name?" Her, "That SMU player." Me, "Oh, what's his name?" Her, "I don't know, but I hope Dallas recruits him." He said he didn't respond. He just got up and found another seat. And that is probably the best thing to do when women say the darndest things about sports.
Yay!
They just won an award.
Best friends. 7:52 here on Sports.